Hey, has the meeting started yet or we're waiting?
The meeting has not yet started.
Thank you for the information, Anthony. I appreciate it.
He just took away the notification.
Yeah. All right. Hi, everybody. Hey, Zoom folks. Can you hear us okay? Thumbs up, thumbs down. All right, cool. Thank you. All right. So, welcome to our December Executive Committee meeting. We have quorum. The time is 6:47, so we'll officially call it to order.
Stop it from recording?
What do you need?
We are recording right now.
You need this?
Yeah.
Okay, can I get a copy of it?
Oh no, I was gonna go right here.
Oh.
Hold on, it was just to say something.
What do you want to copy of?
I need it. Thank you.
What is that? Chipotle.
Oh, I had asked to move things around since you have a couple folks. So obviously we're gonna enter exec session. We do have a cannabis applicant before us tonight. So to honor, their time and not have to hang around through a whole meeting. I wanted to actually bump that up before discussing the January and the February calendar. And then if any of our elected officers want to add anything or report out, Leo's on his way, and then obviously Alexis, I don't think we'll have much to share. Nobles, if I've been bumping you to panelists, if you can hear us, can you accept? Oh, there we go.
Perfect, thank you. That worked.
Okay. And then so for, just before I pass it off to you, so for board members who are on Zoom, this is an executive committee is going to be reviewing a cannabis application that did not make it to that task force. So Daryl, we gotta vote, so we got a roll call. And I think what we can do is, since this is how it works at committees, I think, if I don't remember, we'll have votes of executive committee members present, and then if there are board members who are voting on it, then Daryl can also take your vote. Sorry.
Like we do at regular committee meetings.
Exactly. Yes.
Correct, thank you.
Okay. Nobles, over to you, and Musa is here, and there are also
Oh, wonderful.
folks, two people present as well.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Chair. Sorry I couldn't be there in person, guys. I got the seasonal sickness and I am just crushed right now, but I had to be here because this is really important. So in front of you is an application for AL Broadway, which is a new dispensary looking to open up around the Audubon district in our area on 158th and Broadway, I believe, or 157th and Broadway. But y'all know the area. Actually, Eleazar, I believe one of your stores is there too. But basically, we had quorum for our task force, so we were definitely prepared to discuss, review, and vote on the application. But perhaps through some timing mix-up, they weren't able to make it, which was okay, because we have this mechanism to bring their application to the general board meeting. But what we did do is, we didn't sit on our hands during the committee meeting. We did review it as if the applicant would be there. And we had a great conversation with some of the public that decided to join the meeting. And also, which was of note, one of the neighbors and current patrons of their convenience store came, and she gave a great character endorsement for the owners, who she's known for years. So that was really good to have a character witness there, especially since they weren't there. And so since this neighbor who lives in the building, I believe, like on top of this particular dispensary, and they posted very clearly that we would be having that meeting at the beginning of this month, she showed up. And it was because of that we felt comfortable to bring it to the executive, because we felt we had a vote of character there. That being said, when we did review the application, there were a few questions that we had that I'm glad the card holders are in the room with you now, because I would like to ask them these 3 specific questions to kind of help fill it out. One of the things that came up in the conversation was, one, we didn't see a floor plan for the venue. So their application was technically incomplete. We hope they brought it tonight. But from what we understand, it's just a standard storefront. We looked at it on Google Maps, one entrance in, but having a floor plan would be good. So hopefully they brought the floor plan to make their application complete. Number 2, when we looked up their when we looked up their current business on Google, it said it was closed, but the character witness that was there said that it was open. And so we had come up with a question was, well, are they converting this space that used to be a convenience store into a dispensary? Because if that's the case, then now we understand because we don't expect it to be a convenience store and a dispensary because there's two different like levels of security and so on and so forth that you would need to do something like that. So our second question to them was like, are you converting your convenience store into the dispensary? Because with that came the third question, and that was how many employees will you be looking to staff? It could be during the meeting we gave them the benefit of the doubt that it might have been like a translation type of an issue, perhaps not in terms of language, but in terms of what the question was asking. But we asked how many employees will be on premises for this dispensary, and they put down 2. But in our you know in our education and going through this process for a couple of years now, it's almost physically impossible to run a dispensary with 2 people. Number one, you need security. Number 2, you need a registered person. And usually there's someone in the back handling. So at least 3 is what we've seen. So we wanted to ask them, you know, like, because remember, this is linked to, are they staying a convenience store or are they becoming a full-fledged dispensary? Because there was also another person on the call that was pretty familiar with this process. And I know for some of you that know OCM pretty well, you know that there's probably some regulations on having a dual business with a dispensary in there. And so we hadn't really known what the rules were there. So certainly open to hearing, if that is the case, they're having a dual business there, hearing what the deal is for maybe some folks that know. But outside of those 3 main questions, we just want to know those answers so that way we felt comfortable enough to bring this to the board meeting, the general board meeting. But since they weren't there, we brought it to the executive and hope that we can have those questions answered. That is, you guys are all caught up now as to why we're here right now. Happy to take questions about that or give the floor to the owners.
Okay, hi, my name is Musa. I'm the representative of AL Broadway.
We're
Oh,
gonna
wait,
give you
hold on a
this to speak into.
Thank you.
So first, I want to say thank you for having me here. There was a mix-up on December 1st, but nonetheless. Alright, so the first question being the floor plan. So we actually didn't bring a floor plan. We plan on providing one once we get approved, only because, you know, as the convenience store is right now, we know that there's like extra space that we can manage, that we can expand a little bit. You know, there's a lot of our space taken up by the refrigerators. So that's like, we can expand on certain areas within the convenience store at the moment. The second question, we do plan on renovating. We do plan on converting it to a dispensary once we get the green light. So right now we're just going through like old stock, trying to like at least get some of the like things out the way. And then the last question being the employees. We plan on having 7 employees running 9 to 5, 2 employees in the store, and 1 security guard. And then we also plan on having an additional 3 part-time employees, 2 employees in the store, 1 security guard, and then we have a manager just like floating around trying to see which shifts need help mainly. And that's about it.
Well, thank you. What's the, oh, go for it, Wayne.
Actually, no, I see the rose first. So I have
Pause.
a list of questions and I'm going to throw it all at
So we
once.
can get you the mic. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, so I have some questions I'm going to throw all in. First, the chair discussed something about a floor plan. Did you bring the floor plan? Second, is this place accessible? Meaning someone on a walker or wheelchair, will he or she be able to come in and be served? Thirdly, I see that even though it's not closely stated, there are a couple of schools nearby, and I wanted to know if that was measured. I see that you require 500 feet. So we have Boricua College not too far away, and also Community Health Academy nearby. And I just wanted to know if you have answers for all of this.
The charter school.
Cool. Actually, do you mind if I take that really quickly first? Yeah, we had the same question. And when we looked at it on Google Maps, it seems that it meets the OCM requirement for the distance from the school. But to your question about the floor plan, like we were hoping to see a floor plan today to make the application complete. Without a floor plan, the application is not complete, so we can't vote on it. And so, as much as I admire the owner's proactivity here, I think that's really smart. He also was being able to go through this once. Now that I know that he doesn't have a floor plan with him, I would say maybe we can review this in our January meeting, when hopefully you do, because you technically need to have a lease for us to review the application.
Have a lease.
Did you still have a hand?
Two.
2 hands. There you go.
Thank you. So my question was also about the floor plan, but based upon what Nobles has said, if there are additional things that are required for the application to be complete, that kind of makes my point moot. But if you have the ability to provide the proposed floor plan, even though you may not, you still have the current layout now for a convenience store, it probably would help to provide the proposed floor plan so that the task force has a sense of how you intend to use the space. Understanding that you will need to do renovations to get it to that, but it's not unusual in this case of license, whatever, for the applicant to show how they intend to use it. And you know,
Exactly.
it'll take a while to do that.
Thank you. And I just want to correct one quick thing. They do have a lease, and we received that in the application, so thank you. They're good there. Just the floor plan. And thanks for mentioning that, Wayne. That's exactly the intention of the use.
If I have a point of order,
Wait.
I know. Because he doesn't have a, gentleman, he doesn't have a floor plan, there's no point in our committee discussing this further. So I think we can save him a lot of time and us a lot of time, because without the floor plan, according to Nobles, we can't proceed. So I think
Yeah.
we can do this discussion and go on.
We can let them
Cool.
know. Right.
Wait.
Well, he knows to bring the floor plan and,
To
you
the
know,
January meeting.
so you will attend the January meeting, right, of the cannabis task force, and make sure you have the floor
Wait.
plan, because without it, we cannot go on.
I have a
okay?
further point of order.
Certainly.
Thank you, Anthony.
So on our website, where applicants would visit to find the requirements for the application, it does not enumerate a floor plan as one of the requirements. And so unless he received a checklist prior to, I would say, the cannabis task force meeting that stated he needed to bring a floor plan, I don't think that we can contingent our vote tonight on the fact that he did not provide one.
I said it's in our office packet that we sent initially, that we sent
So it's-
initially.
So it's in the checklist he received via email. That's what
It
you're
should
saying?
be like from the office, yeah, because every single application we received a floor plan, and it's a part of the checklist.
Okay.
So it should be in the initial outreach email, which I'm not usually CC'd on, but we know that we request it every time.
Okay, have you received an email from Community Board 12 Manhattan that asked for a floor plan prior to the Cannabis Task Force meeting?
I haven't checked. I do
Okay.
go through the emails, but with there being so many emails that like we can get back and forth, I'm
Sorry.
not entirely sure.
But I'm sorry, I don't think that's the question. The question is, did he receive the application package? Because
Yeah, if it's in there.
if it's part of the package,
Yeah.
you would need to get a
Right.
separate email.
Okay, if it's confirmed that it's part of that package, I have not seen that package and it's not. in
Yeah,
any-
it's definitely a part of the package and is requested. But
And you
thanks for
received
asking.
the full
It might not be on the
package.
website.
It's not on the website, we just
Yeah.
confirmed that. Okay, I'm sorry. Do you, who else?
I took my
said it?
cylinder away
Okay.
from me. Sorry, people know this already. What is the point of having the floor plan?
The point of having the floor plan is basically to know where the entrances and exits are, how many floors are there, so that way, like I'll give you an example in real time. One of the venues that we actually reviewed a couple months ago has a downstairs, and we saw that on the floor plan, which is not able to be seen from Google Images. And we had asked if they were planning on using that as a place for consumption, and we had to have a conversation with them to say that is not a place for consumer consumption. That is a place for your employees and inventory, as you have said on this floor plan, and that's what we expect it to be. And so, like, there is a need for the floor plan, so we can just see entrance and egresses, and what the general setup's going to be, security, that kind of stuff.
And accessibility, most important. ADA
And
compliant.
accessibility, that also came up in the conversation, yes. Because that also came up with the last dispensary that we reviewed. And so we made sure to talk about that during the meeting this time.
But that's up to us and not the building owner?
ADA compliancy?
Yeah.
Well, it is a storefront. So like it's not up any stairs, so there should be a way for people to come in. And ADA compliance is something we take pretty seriously because users of cannabis usually have ailments, and so this always comes up. And we've never had an issue with it. Usually storefronts are flat level. There's no stairs going in or any other kind of impeding like bumps or what have you going in. But this is a great question for the owner that's right in front of you. If he has any plans for that, or if it's already that way. I think that the character witness said it's already that way.
So SLA usually requires it. They wouldn't even accept the application unless you present it.
Correct.
Just to point out, we are ADA compliant.
And then we're gonna give you this. Let me pass that around. This is not told.
Just to point out, we are ADA compliant. If you go to look at the last image, you can't see it too clearly, but there's like a small ramp. Is that it? Yes. There's like a small ramp right at the entrance of the door. So we're good on that.
Can I take this back? I have another point of order. It's not, because, if I may. So I have strong objections to this because I can see the email that Paola engaged in with the owner, and in no place does it reference a floor plan. What it does include is a hyperlink to our website where it does not state that the applicant is required to submit a floor plan. Now, if previous applicants have done that, that's fine, and maybe we need to update the website, but we can't impose a requirement on an applicant who's sitting here ex post facto.
I agree.
Can't do
I
that.
agree. I thought it was an earlier communication. If that's not the case, I'm 100% aligned with you, Anthony.
Now, we can stipulate tonight's vote that he submits one,
Okay.
but we're not able, we should proceed with a vote.
I think we need to be consistent, and if the task force has in the past required floor plans, we need to do that for this applicant. If the applicant can email a floor plan, as I suggested, then that's fine. But I don't think, because you're finding an inconsistency with what is written, with how everything has been handled, that we can change the way we handle it for this one. We definitely need to ensure that the paperwork and the website, the language is reconciled. But if the process has been, if the procedure has been for the task force, as it has been for licensing, to ask for a floor plan, which is not an onerous request, then we should be consistent and ask for a floor plan.
And I would also quickly add too, we did ask for a floor plan and communication to him after our meeting.
First, and then liaison, and then
Exactly.
I have a comment.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, thank you for that, Nobles, but my understanding is that a request for floor plan was provided.
No.
After the
Did you
meeting,
always
we asked for a
say-
floor plan and email.
That's
Yes.
part of the
Where?
packet.
Yeah, so after the meeting, I had sent Paolo in the office a note. These are the things that we need from the applicant before the executive committee, or bring them with him to the executive committee. Floor plan was a part of that request.
Exactly.
We know that went over to him. So we weren't going to reject his application because he didn't have it. We were very clear though that we would be looking for it 2 weeks later in this meeting.
Okay. So I don't have visibility into the correspondence between the applicant and Paola after the task force meeting. What I
Sure.
do have is the email between Paola and the applicant as of October 30th, which contains the hyperlink to the website and does not request a floor plan. Now, I
Sure.
take Reed's point that all your previous processes required a floor plan, but we cannot impose on the applicant a requirement to go back in time, review previous task force minutes and meetings to confirm what he should have brought if what we told him to do was review our website and meet the standards that are on our website. And one of those standards is not a floor plan. Otherwise, I believe we would be acting arbitrarily tonight, simply for the fact that we would be imposing a requirement that this person was not told to meet.
And
That's how liaison then.
Is your night, I'm gonna get cut off again? No.
No, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Good. So I'm gonna strongly second your motion of staying consistent, even though this particular application, the first words that came out of his mouth was, I did not bring the floor plan. SLA is gonna request it anyways, so we're not being arbitrarily saying, no, we're not gonna vote on this application. What we're doing is, we're gonna stay consistent with the way that the committee, led by,
It's okay. I know you know me, brother. You're good.
Alzheimer's, brother. Sorry, the German guy. He's taking over my brain. So, yeah, so we're gonna give him an opportunity, if the board allows it to, bring back all the documentation, not just, as you've been saying, Nobles, the character witness has been saying X, Y, and Z. So we want him to come back fully prepared, the same way that they come prepared in front of your committee. When they forget documentation or when they don't show up, these are written in the bylaws, but when they don't show up, you flatly just,
That's, yeah.
you just kill the resolution right there and then. So I just wanna
Yeah.
make that point.
We have a parliamentary point of order that.
Is it a point of order?
Yeah, it's
Yes, it's a point of order, I'm changing my mind.
okay.
Anthony is correct. I don't doubt it for a minute, we have a law background and we actually have to obey the law. So we can't impose things. Now, what the licensing committee does, and I believe we can do something consistent with their procedure, is floor plan will have to show up before our general meeting in order for us to, in order for the board to approve give our approval. Now, the meeting is tomorrow, that means you've got to get us some kind of floor plan by tomorrow.
Can you get it by?
Yes. And if you do that, so I think that sort of solves the whole problem.
Yeah.
And
It does.
You have
Very
Isidro
good.
and then Domingo.
I believe that the intent was there from the chair to explain the requirement to the applicant. I truly feel strongly that if we don't have the data to review the applicant, I would not feel comfortable voting on a matter that I don't have all the information, even though the licensing requires, and every now and then we ask applicants to submit specific requirements. The floor plan is critical.
Yeah.
It can discriminate in one way or another if we don't have the specific measurement of either the entrance, the door, and all the restrooms. Just last week, we had one applicant that had to withdraw the application because the bathroom was on the second floor and there was no elevator and no escalators. So to review the floor plan just in a matter of seconds would not be fair, at least on my end.
And then Domingo.
But I think Anthony both provided the issue and the answer. This is just a simple stipulation question. He doesn't bring it by tomorrow, you hear me, man? He doesn't bring it by tomorrow, guess what? It gets voted down. So,
Right.
We caught something, great for us, let's fix it. But I also think creating a stipulation where, but everybody's going back and forth, like, let's vote, stipulation on it, and I think that answers everybody's question. That answers everybody's question.
Who's next?
Any other questions regarding this? Oh, Tanisha, I'm sorry, you had a hand? I don't see it. Oh, now I see it. Thanks, Tanisha, go ahead.
It's
And I have
okay. I think everybody echoed what I was going to say. I think that information needs to be on the website ASAP, because we don't want to disenfranchise anyone because we didn't have our paperwork together and where we were supposed to be. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. So I think that needs to go on the website like ASAP, Noble.
I totally agree. But there was also one more question, and that was, is this going to be a dual purpose business, convenience store and dispensary, or just dispensary?
He answered that.
He answered no.
Sorry, no. So it's going to be a single purpose dispensary. Sorry, I didn't hear that. Okay, thank you. That's the only part I didn't get. Appreciate it.
Sorry.
Okay.
You and Jen, I'm gonna call it tomorrow.
Thank you.
Nobles, I actually though did want to follow up on that question because I thought you said that you would initially start sales and then eventually you would turn it into a dispensary.
As soon as we get approved for the license, we will start. A bit louder. As soon as we get approved for the license, we will start renovating. We will convert this convenience store to a dispensary.
Okay, thank you.
Also question?
And just as a heads up, you don't need to wait for our approval to start renovating. The community board, although we are the voice for the public to bridge any kind of education gap or what have you, it's not, we're not an official legal entity to stop you from renovating. So you can renovate. You don't need our approval for that.
Go ahead.
I just second Domingo's motion.
Oh, I'm sorry. You motion?
I called it to question.
Okay.
Can I have the?
Oh, sorry.
All right. So Daryl's going to take the vote. Do you want to? Well, I think the only piece to clarify though is if you convert prior to the license being issued, then
Right.
that does require us to re-review the application. So in
Right.
other words, because then the materials that you provided us are no longer correct. After you obtain the license, and that process I imagine lives with OCM, and they'll determine if you have to come back to the board, but prior to the license being issued, you would have to come back to the board if you convert prior to.
So just for clarity, what we are voting on is,
It's okay.
what we are voting on, or what Domingo's motion, seconded by Darrell, is to approve subject to the applicant providing the floor plan,
With the stipulation.
you know, by tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I was just saying, because we didn't put that on the record, so I'm just saying that for the record.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. Can we
As
just
early
set a
tomorrow as
time?
possible.
Yeah, well, maybe we set a time. I don't know, the office probably prefer,
Noon?
I would say noon. Can you get it to us by noon Eastern? Okay, great. So that's what the stipulation.
Wonderful.
He's emailing who? Paolo?
The board, whoever you've been emailing, yeah, you'll
Yep,
just
Paolo.
send it.
And I would copy Nobles if you
Yes.
have his.
Yeah, so I have it immediately. Very true. I think you have my email address.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor, so Darrell will take the vote
With the stipulation.
with the stipulation.
Yep.
Okay, I go from the bottom to the top, and I don't.
Right, I will count as a board member voting late.
Okay, all right, great. Noble,
Yes.
Can you repeat what we're voting for? So that people.
Stipulation.
Stipulation.
Oh, the stipulation?
For his license,
Exactly.
with a stipulation that if he doesn't bring a floor plan tomorrow, by 12 o'clock,
Right.
we'll go during the.
Exactly.
okay, Nobles, yes, Domingo,
Yes.
Luana,
Yes.
Eleazar,
Yeah.
Wayne,
See?
Yeah, nice.
Yes.
Indiana.
Yes.
Is there a business development representative?
Not right now.
Mary,
Yes.
I vote yes. Tanisha,
Tanisha, you're on mute.
Yes.
thank you. Tanisha, yes. Anthony.
Yes.
Anthony, yes. Catherine.
Not voting due to conflict, because I work at LCM.
Other members, Jim,
I vote yes.
Heidi,
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Crystal,
Yes.
Leo. Oh, you're,
No.
oh,
Oh, Leo is here.
I didn't see
Yes,
him
Leo.
before.
Leo, you're on mute.
I vote yes for this.
Okay, Leo, yes.
Are there any other board members?
Yeah, Jay.
Jay Bias,
Yes.
Hector.
Hector,
Yes.
And Noemi.
oh, Noemi, she is.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
I think that's all of them.
Anybody else that I didn't call? All right, thank you.
Awesome.
Anyone here who-
And we'll see you tomorrow.
and then those three.
Yeah, they dropped the ball.
Are you keeping the uptown graphic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, or like, we might get a redone.
Who did that?
Now you're taking over the future meeting.
Okay, yeah.
Well, he does a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, he did, y'all have the snow pass.
No, it says uptown on the side of it, but it.
He did like half of the blocks on Audubon.
He did something about it.
Alright, well, thank you, Daniel and Brittany for joining.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
12 again.
Alright, we're gonna keep moving, and let me remove the spotlight, cause. Oh, I guess not, I gotta look up.
Do you have the mic?
No, I don't. Where's the mic? All right, thank you. So we're gonna move on next into our future meeting calendars. So we're gonna discuss January and February. Folks, if you have noticed, I mean, this ain't really my portion. I don't need to pass the mic, but just before I do that, January 5th is when we start our meetings, and it is immediately after the 1st. There is a likelihood the office may or may not be closed on the 2nd. So please make sure that y'all get things in that week of New Year's, so that the 5th we have a smooth start in terms of like, you know, posting materials on the website. Or, you know, the basics of an agenda doesn't, you know, there's always changes. But are there any changes for January? Or any conflicts folks have seen?
Oh, no, never mind.
I love the silence. All right, yeah, because of New Year's. So, sorry for folks on Zoom, because of New Year's being the first Thursday, aging, youth and health are on the 8th, and then on the 15th would be housing.
But I do have an edit. We now start at 6:30. We have voted to
Okay,
change it to
excellent.
6:30.
I believe Paola says she received another notice, Nobles, so please keep that in mind because you're the first meeting of the month.
Cool.
And then,
This is the executive.
oh yeah, and then exec would be the Tuesday, the 20th, and then general is the 27th. You good with that?
I don't see transportation.
On the 5th.
The 5th.
On 5th.
Oh,
Let me just go back and ask the question so we all know about this ROD. What does it mean?
It's, oh my God, the rods and the rounds, the retail.
It's on the cannabis application.
Oh my God, why am I spacing right now?
Well, when you think of it.
But it's essentially, oh my God, why am I spacing on what a
You're getting
rod?
old.
There's a rod and there's a rons, and right now I'm blanking.
So it's
Registered
using
But-
too much of the stuff,
organization
okay?
It's a lot of acronyms. Government loves acronyms. No, but essentially it's an extension. It's a
Says registered
co.
organization with dispensing.
Yes, thank you. Registered organization. No, so it's medical. It's medical, and then the RONDs are medical and recreational or adult use together. So that's how.
Registered organization, adult use, cultivator, processing distributor, retail dispenser. What a name.
No, because they're the only ones that could be.
I know, but it's
advise.
like, what a name.
They could do everything.
All right, and on to February.
Thank you, Kathy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You
worry about
asked earlier. He asked earlier about acronym on the.
Understand.
Oh, but I'm saying he asked earlier about acronym on the application, on the questionnaire for the cannabis licensing committee. And so I just clarified what it is. It might be good to also mark that so everybody can know. But on to February.
One general thing that I apologize if this is not the right time to raise it, but we need some corrections on our attendance sheet. We have somebody that is listed but is not on our committee, I think John Benitez. And then Lisette's name is misspelled.
Yeah, she's raised that multiple times.
Yes. And then I think our sheet also says that the start time is 7, but it's 6:30.
February says 6:30, so that's.
Yeah, February.
So John Benitez, and I brought this up to Anthony. He came to the general meeting last month. Yeah, I hadn't met him before. I actually thought he hadn't been coming to any meetings. He did ask to join one other committee, but he was added to housing and public safety. And it looks like he hasn't come to either one. So that's a conversation. To move him on. But yeah. So John Benitez is set, and then 6:30 start time. Anything else on February? I know we got President's Day.
So Zach moved again.
Okay. Everybody cool? All right. Everybody cool? All right, moving on. Leo is on. So any like elected officers reports. Leo, I know you're driving, so no pressure if you wanted to share anything.
We found $1 million.
Which doesn't go as far as it used to.
Yeah, so as you guys know, Ebenezer has retired. Previously to his retirement, he closed out all his accounts with the city. So now we're on hold until we appoint a new DM. That being said, prior to him leaving office, we transferred some of the budget codes that we had previously discussed in November that we approved here at the committee, so that he can have some funds transferred or allocated to other items. That included the holiday party. As of now, and this is a conversation we'll be having with the next treasurer and as an executive committee as of now, we will be bringing a new DM. We have some money left over to incentivize our employees, some increases, raise increases, as well as hire potentially a consultant to do some tech work for us, some outreach, some marketing work. So that's in the work. As of now, for the budget, I'll be something when I get home, an Excel sheet. Just kind of a little wrap up of the last few months. So you'll be seeing we're pretty much in the green for everything, or we're at budget. We're still working on some money that we have in the account to do some possible mail, send some mail marketing, some with Pitney Bowl, I believe, Kathy, right?
Yeah, for Pitney Bowls, hopefully.
Yeah, so it's something to work. Ebenezer started the process. I know Kathy has been following up, but we have some money allocated, as was mentioned in the past. We're trying to use that for outreach. We move into the next year. We really want you guys to consider some money we have allocated towards events, towards public hearings. We don't want anything to go to waste. We don't want money left over. We want to make sure we use everything that we're given. That's pretty much my report.
I have an addition to Leo's report, which is, and I think we mentioned it last month or 2 months ago, Alexis and I worked with the office to draft a letter of interest to funding that the state gives, but New York City's like guaranteed a pot of it, around digitizing and like archiving records. The max so we got accepted through the LOI. And so the great thing about them, they've actually been doing a lot of one-on-ones with Paola about like feedback to the draft, so we can do a lot of that. And that draft, I think we're in a place we can submit it this month, but the deadline is late January. Essentially, there's still a ton of boxes that are here, and there's a lot of y'all remember the tape recorder days, the audio files?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we have the audio files, and we have notebooks, like composition notebooks, that wasn't something that the interns were able to scan. So essentially, Paola got a quote from a vendor at I think that we're at a grand total of $25K to help digitize that and scan all of that and transcribe the audios. They'd also organize them. And that would be essentially what we're submitting for the full 75, because there's still more that we can ask for. I'm trying to ask about like some of that has to go on the website, right? And so that would be kind of like a separate scope of work from another vendor. So it's a little bit broader. I'm reviewing and I'm meeting with her on that, on the draft of it Wednesday. So more forthcoming, but I'll let folks know if that does get done for this month. And, Alexis is sharing some of her skills there. And if it's not, then we will leave it with a little bow until next month. So, I think that was it for money.
How many years back they go, the digitization?
We have 1970. The oldest files are from 1970. Yeah.
Because we did
No,
some.
he wasn't here. He wasn't here.
But we did do some, remember?
We did,
Couple
yeah.
years
So
back?
a couple years ago, no, a couple years ago they did through 2007. Then the summer with Summer Youth went from 2007 to like 1979, 1980.
I remember we were.
But there was a lot that couldn't be done, or that just wasn't organized well enough. And then that doesn't include like the blueprints that we have. There's some like letters.
The audio tapes.
The audio tapes that
The
was not
notes.
obviously included. So there's a full box or 2 boxes of audio transcriptions that could be done.
I joined the board in 1981, so you all know.
Yeah. So that would clear out a lot of space, but that would bring up a lot of history onto our website. So yeah.
Thank you. I just want to make sure that I understand. It all sounds great. So we've submitted a letter of intent and they've like given us the green light. Okay, and then they like allocated the money and then we just have to tell them like what we're gonna do?
Oh, no, sorry. The letter of intent to apply. So the letter of intent's like the first, so for some grant making, they'll ask you to give a letter of intent with like, what do you want to do and why? And so then you get accepted to apply.
I see.
So I know for sure we're the only one in Manhattan. I don't know if we're the only community board that was accepted. And so if I recall, I think the deadline's like early January, mid-January. So but they've also been able to give us some feedback on the quotes that received, because that was something they required, the quotes from the vendors and some like different qualifications on that. So it's at an okay spot. I'm reviewing it now. But it's a total of 75K. Right now we're only at 25, so we could include other projects.
Thank you.
Why not?
Great.
Dream big.
Yeah,
Right on.
love it.
All right. Do I have a report? I feel like I don't have a report because my month is crazy. I'll have a report tomorrow, but my last exec, I hope it's my last
Save it for
exec.
Save it for last, so everyone gets.
What happened? Wait,
I
what?
say save it for last, so that we can all enjoy it. instead of
Okay.
just do it in here.
Okay,
What do you think?
sounds
Good
good.
deal.
All right. But anyways, I don't. Let me think. I mean, I've been here Mondays and Fridays, obviously, because, actually I do have a more formal report, sorry. So Mondays and Fridays I've been here because we don't have a DM. Importantly, there are some audit pieces that I've been working with the city on updating around our equal employment opportunity practices. It's kind of like part of the standard auditing pieces. They have new components that they require the chair to, and so I've been just making sure outside of my own piece that I need to be compliant with, or that the chairs in future years needs to be compliant with some of the office protocols. So that is something that I've been working on last week and doing a whole back and forth, because we as chairs are volunteers and don't have access to every city system. So I'll say that's the big thing. I know that Steve, who's not here, was on that DEP call last week.
I was too.
Oh, you were? Okay, cool. I'm sure we'll hear about that tomorrow. So there was a DEP call, and I want to say that covers the big things this month. And then also just putting together, I would say, a lot of the documents that different exec members and elected officers over the last 2-3 years have helped draft and put together, minutes templates and the reso guides and all that, so that it lives on the office SharePoint. And in my head, it's chairs are gonna come and go every few years, and there should always be an easy baton passed. And so just trying to compile some of the stuff that we've all done so that it's there, and then they can pass it on, from generation to generation. And then I, of course, will give it to my colleagues here, so that's that.
Great.
All right, cool. So we're gonna move. I know we have, just in terms of tomorrow, we have a super jam-packed agenda. As of right now, the agenda has a traffic reso, a traffic reso, a land use reso, and licensing, liquor and now cannabis licensing. Are there any other resos floating around? No?
How many licenses, how many applications?
We have about 40.
Oh my gosh.
So we have about 40 resolutions coming up to a floor. They already have been submitted to Paola. That helped that she sent the draft agenda first, because I started writing the resolutions before the meeting for licensing. So that facilitated the fact that all the 40 resolutions have been submitted already. You're not going to stress, because most of the requests have been for all-night permit, and that is a simple yes or no. We had one applicant that we objected to for the all-night permit, and that was because they had a history of violations in the committee opposed to it. Then the rest were just basically renewals and about 2 or 3 new licenses. I'm sorry. Coogan's, by the way, something that you should know. There's an applicant that applied for a license where the old Coogan Place used to be at. They answer all the questions. It's going to be a bakery with healthy bread, but they're not going to have a large bar. That's the only my disappointment there.
It's a bakery with a liquor license. So where's the calamari?
Don't tell Steve.
Like Taco Bell with like liquor licenses.
Sorry, I just wanted to make sure I heard. So the one that was denied, it was because they had like previous
issues. Yes.
With who? I just missed which agency it was.
It was an all-night permit.
But what was the issue that the the vendor had?
So they had, sorry.
Yeah, just want to be consistent.
Yeah.
We need a better way of doing it.
Yeah, I need a big.
So that particular applicant, we had checked that they did renovation. It was not reported to the community board. The license renewal, they have never come to the community board. They have a whole bunch of issues. And it was noted, and the committee objected to it.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Isidro? Did any of the other resolutions want to speak at this point, or?
No? All right. And then I do have on the agenda any updates, and this is just before we go into exec session. Any updates from committees? Any announcements from committees?
I'm gonna reach out to Mary so that we can do a joint meeting. I will be speaking to you offline.
Okay.
So we're gonna get a joint meeting with our committee and your committee at some point. Obviously, the hours, there's a time difference that we're gonna work around, but we'll figure it out if who can at least attend. Yes, sir. It's important. It's really a tenacious idea. I don't want to steal from Eric Thunder. And I have 2 years.
I'm not understanding you, so we can speak offline about
We'll
details.
speak offline. And I'll tell you that we're trying to have a meeting together, your committee and our committee. All right?
Sounds like a plan.
I also have an announcement. The issue with Dolphin Park is gaining momentum. So I forget the name, but it's lovingly called Dolphin Park in light of the article that was published in the New York Times. So we are planning, Leo and I are planning on drafting a joint resolution. So I will be attending his meeting to inform the committee, because the Port Authority falls under Traffic and Transportation, although it is a park. So that's that.
All right. We have no more updates and announcements. Again, I will stress, I'm gonna have the office send those email reminders so that we don't have issues day 1 of January, or day 2 of January technically. All right, so I am going to move us into exec
Let's
session
follow the precise
to,
protocol, okay? The committee has to vote to go into executive session and we have to publicly announce why, and then we can go. I mean, you know, we should follow the rules.
okay, thank you, of course. So I didn't realize you had to vote, so.
Yeah, I believe so.
Motion to move?
Second.
Anybody in abstention or in opposition? We're going.
into executive session.
We're gonna go into executive session and we need to make and Luana just made a motion to move into that and it was seconded. And the reason why is because we're going to discuss personnel matters. I don't hear anybody in opposition or in abstention. We do have a member of the public, Ibrahim, we appreciate you. Thank you for coming to your first meeting. But we're about to close our meeting to the public, so if you don't log off in the next few seconds, I'm gonna have to remove you.
And we should end the
Stop recording.
You should. Yeah.
And it's not doing a transfer. Right?
No, well, because.
Hand.
That's what I was thinking, it might have been me. Oh, it is me, sorry.
I think that's his.
This needs to be signed.
Changed it.
Yeah.
Because he said he wanted to ask a question.
One last thing to clarify, also for Mary. If there was a question that if the motion does not pass, the position gets reposted tomorrow, and then there's a new search. Okay? And that doesn't necessarily mean that Paola would come into that pool, because if she was already interviewed, it would be assumed that.
Come out of this.
So we already did that.
Came out. We're voting on the resolution.
Okay. Hector, can that hand wait, or?
That's not Hector.
Not Hector.
No, I think it's mine.
I think that's a mouse hand.
Oh, I see, sorry, forget our
It is
confusion.
this one.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Sorry.
It is this one, you were right, wait. It's this one.
Okay, all right, roll call. I'll go from the top this time.
That's Lucy.
Catherine Diaz, yes.
No one answered my question earlier. Are we all voting?
The executive committee is voting,
Just the-
yes.
I would think just like any like when we do
Microphone.
thank you. How we do is that executive committee votes first, exactly. And then any board members that are online.
No, the executive committee does not do that. The
What?
executive.
Microphone.
We just did that for cannabis.
The executive committee votes, the members of the board do not have a vote on what the executive committee does. They never have. They will get to vote tomorrow on.
That was a second vote.
General meeting.
Correct. Sorry to correct you.
But, no, keep it, well, actually. So someone raised the point that we just did the opposite with regard to cannabis. So there's something different about the hiring versus voting on a cannabis application where the executive committee and then other board members voted for cannabis, but for hiring only the executive committee?
From my point of view, the cannabis thing, we were actually acting as a regular committee and not the executive committee as a regular committee. But normally when the executive committee does its business, only the executive, I don't get to vote because I'm not a member of the executive.
Let's be
Only the
clarified.
executive committee votes. And in general, we don't even allow the other board members to participate in the executive committee.
I have a question. Oh. My question is, for instance, Leo holds 2 positions, as treasurer and as chair of transportation. Does that mean his assistant chair votes because technically he can't, unless he votes twice.
He can't vote twice.
Exactly, so his assistant chair would have to take on as chair of traffic and transportation, correct?
Yeah, I think she's online.
Yes, she's there.
generally, when a person holds two positions, they vote exactly once.
Exactly. Yeah,
And they,
same.
so that's what we've always done. I mean, we can change what we do, but that's always
Well,
been the
technically,
case.
you have,
Technically, we've had that situation numerous
Many
times.
times, yes.
And it's always
You
been
can
the
pass
case
that.
that the individual votes once, even though they have two positions. And we don't allow the assistant chair of the committee to vote for the committee. So that's how we've always done it. So that's how we've done it.
Okay,
Just wait,
so
question, are we installing?
Oh, wait, sorry.
it's recorded.
That's recording.
Oh,
It's
okay.
recording,
Got it.
yes.
Okay, so the roll call, Catherine Diaz,
Aye. Yes.
Anthony Viola,
Yes.
Tanisha Grant,
Yes.
I abstain. Leo,
Yes.
Mary Anderson,
Come back to me in a minute, please.
okay. Indiana,
Yes.
Isidro,
I support the committee's decision, yes.
Wayne,
Yes.
Eleazar,
Abstain.
Luana,
Abstain.
Domingo,
yes.
Nobles, is he still on? No?
He
Okay.
took a NyQuil.
Oh, yeah, and then coming back to Mary.
Abstain.
Okay.
I'm gonna change my vote.
Hold on one sec, sorry. Abstain. Yes, Isidro.
Abstain.
Okay. Jim doesn't vote. Heidi?
No.
I'm not voting, isn't that?
No.
Oh, right, we're not doing that, sorry. Apologies. Okay.
Leo votes.
Yeah, then is there anyone I didn't call? Leo. I
Leo
called.
voted.
Leo and
Leo voted.
Tanisha. That's fine.
Yep, okay, thank you.
I think Tanisha says she had one thing she wanted to bring to us before. Sorry, I apologize. Tanisha, you said you wanted to bring something up besides this tonight?
Yeah, I just want to make everyone aware of a situation that happened when I came to, partake in the Public Safety Committee hearing. I was stopped at the door in the lobby by Fred, whatever that man name is, and I was held in the lobby. And I was told that I could not go to my meeting because there was not one. Now, I don't know if that was the manager's office. I don't know if things got messed up, during the transition, but I was the only one that he held there. And when Heidi came, she walked right past and invited me to get into the elevator. It was very, very, very uncomfortable. He had me standing in the lobby for 10 minutes, arguing me down that there was no meeting, that there was no public safety committee meeting, and basically didn't know who I was. It was very uncomfortable. It did not make me, I'm exempt anyway. So when I come up there with y'all, it's really because I want to be there in person, and I try my best to be in person when I can. And Heidi's here, so she could speak to this as well. I was told that it wasn't what I thought it was, that it was just a mistake, and it was not. That was not my experience. He was very nasty, and then even when they got in touch with him and let him know that he was wrong, he never apologized. There needs to be something put into place that states that community members, board members absolutely cannot be treated in this manner. If he wasn't already leaving, I would have took it a step further because it made me very uncomfortable. And in the way that he treated me, I don't want community members that come to our meetings, or because, we don't have that many that come, but I don't want this to be a deterrent from anyone who's coming into the office to do anything to be treated as such. And I'm sorry, I called you Holly, but Heidi. Heidi can speak to it because it seems, you need receipts. Heidi, is there anything you want to say?
I mean, yes, that's what happened from my perspective. I arrived and I was able to walk into the elevator without incident. I do want to add that I called Noemi when I saw what was happening, and she came down and she was partially able to diffuse the situation in terms of explaining that there were meetings, that this was a mistake, that there were, I think, meetings the day before. And so I thought that she handled the situation with person Freddie, I guess is his name, pretty well, and she was able to swipe me and Tanisha up to the board office. But yeah, that is what happened, unfortunately.
Freddie's gone, by the way. Freddie retired last week or a week and a half ago. So while that was an incident with him, I think it goes to say it's not just about Freddie, it's beyond Freddie. There's a new, I think, steady guard in the daytime. I had told Tanisha I was gonna reach out to Sam, who's a security, who oversees the building, the super, to just talk about that. But I think, part of that is making sure that they have board member lists, calendars up to date, and really checking on like how they treat how they treat members. So that's still forthcoming.
Yes, thank you. And also after 6 o'clock, because at the time I didn't have Noemi's number, I tried to call the office, and after 6, it goes straight to voicemail. So you can't get in touch with anybody in the DM office after 6. And I think that might be a little counterproductive, seeing that we have so many committee meetings and they don't start till 6:30.
Or 7.
Okay. Anything? Oh. Sorry, myself, sorry.
So, in case people were wondering, the vote was 7 to 5. So, I'm sorry, 7 yeas, 0 noes, 5 abstentions.
Thank you.
So just on this passing the mic back and forth. No, there is technology that you can build into the OWL or just build into any of these devices, so it would beam right to your hearing aids, and so we wouldn't need to do that. Maybe we should have someone look into what's needed as a sort of additional equipment for the OWL.
As an equity issue.
Yeah.
But also it's more efficient.
Yes,
so
thank you.
The reso I'll draft and send around. I think we can take floor edits to it, of whatever we're able to kind of get in the daytime.
I think we're ready to adjourn, so I want to move to adjourn. But I want to move to adjourn in favor of our chair, who has been serving as chair for 3 years.
This is your last
And this
set.
is now her last executive committee meeting. She has done a phenomenal job.
Yes.
I can't say enough nice things about you. I'm sure you're gonna hear a lot more tomorrow.
I'm not going nowhere.
Yes, Kathy.
It's okay.
What are you doing? Yes, Daryl's last meeting as assistant secretary. Yes, thank you, Daryl, for your year of service.
And I was chair of the committee.
And you were second vice chair
Yes,
prior. Thank you
yes.
so much.
Thank you, Daryl.
Good night, everyone.
Night.
So wait, who's second?